Hey, I wanted to make a quick video about box and whisker plots because I just learned some new stuff and I'm like, bam, I got to share this with my students. All right, first of all, I got some data here, TikTok use in minutes, somebody who shall remain nameless. Um, and the first thing I want to do is talk about the 5-number summary and specifically some differences in the way that we could calculate these things. So let's do, starting from the top, max, Q3, median, Q2, min. And just to point out that on a sort of percentile gradient, this would be like 100, 75, 50, 25, 0. There are various tools that I can use to do these things. And I think it can be sort of confusing to have more tools than you need, but also just try to stay flexible and open to the fact that there are in math and in Excel many ways to think about things. So first of all, I can just use formulas for all of these. Max is going to give me the top number in all of this, which is an astonishing 347 minutes. It's almost 6 hours of TikTok time. There's 2 ways to do this. It actually 4 ways to do it because there's the quartile formula and the percentile formula. First, let me show you that those 2 things are the same. So going from, I'm just going to start typing this because it's kind of annoying to highlight it each time. So A2 to A22, oops. And I got to tell it what quartile to do. That's the 3rd quartile. And that would be exactly the same as saying, give me the percentile with that information, which is A2 to A22, but give it to me for the 75th percentile. Those give me the exact same number. Notice that that's slightly different from doing the inclusive version, A2 to A22, oops, A22, and what did I say, the 3rd quartile. And then if we do percentile inclusive and we do A2 to A22, the 75th percentile, that's the same. So these 2 are the same. And these 2 are the same. We'll use a slightly different color. So this exclusive versus inclusive, let me just try to explain what's going on there because it's always nice to understand stuff. I'm going to put this in order now because in order to explain what the difference is between those 2 things, which you can see is pretty minor here. So let's not like lose sleep over it. But the difference is this. When I think about the 3rd quartile, another way to think about it is the median of the top half or the median of the bottom half. And so when I split my data set into halves, the question is, do I include or exclude the median, the number in the middle? And so we've got 21 numbers here. The middle number, let's just go ahead and do it, equals median, A2 to A22. It's 243. It's this number right here, this little magical number here. And so basically, there's 2 different ways I could think about splitting this into the top half and the bottom half. I can say, since we're doing the 264, 263, let's use this part, which is the bottom half sort of visually, but it's actually the top half because it's the bigger numbers. So inclusive would include the 243. Let me see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to take this and put it here. And then exclusive would exclude the median. And now I should be able to find the median of that information. So the median exclusive, this is the median of the top half of the data set, which is the third quartile, that is yet another way to figure the answer out, is 264. And the median inclusively is the 262. So just to summarize, quartile.exe, and then I've got my range, and then 3 is the same as the median. Well, first let me say is the same as percentile with the range, and then the 75th percentile, and the same as excluding the median from the top half of the data set, and then finding the median of that subset. All right. Whew, that's a lot of words. I'm going to do merge and center wrap text. So, and then if I copy this and paste it, I would just change this INC. I would change, oops, I forgot to put my EXE there. And the median, same as including. In the top half of the data set, and then finding the median of that subset. Okay, so that explains the difference in where these two numbers come from and why they're different. And I just sort of highlight here, median is included. Okay, so Q2, sorry, this shouldn't be Q2. Q2 is the median. I would just put that there just to point out that that's what Q2 means. Q1, again, we can do, I'm going to just sort of simplify here. Dot exclusive could be, again, A2 to A22 within the first quartile. And then I can also do it inclusively, quartile, inclusive, A2 to A22, first quartile. And the minimum is the minimum, min A2 to A22. Okay. So this is my 5-number summary. Now, let me just show you Excel's amazing. And of course, this depends on your version of Excel, but in the statistical section, which is the histogram, which looks like a column chart, but they're trying to show you it's a histogram by having all these bars the same color. You got the box and whisker, and the box and whisker is here. Now, which one is it showing me? Is it showing me the inclusive or the exclusive? Well, let's see if we can tell. So on the low side, well, first of all, we got the 90 here, which is fine. And then here, we've got this at 192.5. Aha, this is the exclusive version. Top part here, 264. Yes, this is the exclusive version. Median is the median, so there's no difference there. And if you wanted to switch, Excel allows you to do that by formatting the data series, and then you'll have a little option down here to change it to the inclusive median. And that just changes my picture a little bit. Oh, look at this. I got a little outlier. I've got my value of 200, which we see here. I've got my value of 262, which we see here. And then the length of the whisker is should be 1.5 times the interquartile range, and then things beyond that become the outlier. But that's well, let's do it. I mean, I'm assuming this is what's happening here. So let's take a look here. This is, well, let's find the IQR. Let's see, we are in the We're in the inclusive zone, so this IQR would be 262 minus 200. So the IQR is 62. 1.5 times the IQR equals 1.5 times this number. And so we're 93 below this 200, taking me down to. So I think the reason that it's not showing the whisker down further is because there is no data point that takes me down there. So it would 93 below 200 would put me at like 107, which would be somewhere down here. But note that in the data, there is no data point. And I'm going to have to move my graph here. There's no data point below 136, but not beyond 107. So for instance, if I change this to 107, now that little bar will extend farther. If I change it to 106, now it's beyond the interquartile range. So it also becomes an outlier. And now my bar is going to shorten up to the 157 mark here. Yeah. So the whisker only goes as far as the last data point that's inside the interquartile range. And then anything else is left as dots outside. It's a little bit technical, probably more than you need to know. I mean, box and whisker plots are used quite regularly to display statistical data, but it's generally in fairly specialized fields where they're doing a lot of quantitative research. So not sure how much you're going to come across that in your life. But anyways, I wanted to take some time and kind of show you how to use Excel to make a box and whisker plot, break down the difference between inclusive and exclusive, percentiles and quartiles, and just yeah, try to give you a little bit of chance of understanding something in a video that you can stop and rewind. All right, work hard, be good.